Yo, what's up, guys? We're coming back with another gameplay review video once again. I think we're gonna start pumping these out a lot more because I'm getting quite a bit of footage from people, and I actually really like doing these. They're a ton of fun. So as long as you guys like doing them, I can maybe even pump out one a day. We'll see. I'm gonna try to work as hard as I can to get as many out as fast as possible. But anyway, this is a game from console, and I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, let's get in here. All right, so first things first, same thing as every time. We're going to skip to the end, and we are going to cheat to see what you're running as well as what rank you're at. Bam. All right, so you're rank 11. Wow, this is the most balanced game of Dead by Daylight I've ever seen. Usually the ranks are not this perfect. Only one guy was one rank off everyone else. Anyway, you're running Pig. You're running combat straps, and I don't know what this is. I would have to look into this. I'm not a huge Pig player, but combat straps and something else. Actually, I'm going to go look into that. Hold on a second. Okay. These are razor wires, and they moderately increase the skill check trigger odds when interacting with a jigsaw box. So basically, when you put a hat on someone and they're interacting with the box, they get more chances of skill checks. So nothing too crazy. Combat straps are one of the best add-ons, so I'm really glad you're running them. They are probably the best add-on on Pig, which is funny because they're common. But if you guys don't know, combat straps, they slightly decrease the time it takes to crouch is what the description says, but they also slightly decrease the time it takes for you to uncrouch. And also, by slightly, they mean fucking incredibly. They literally cut it in half. It normally takes 2 seconds to crouch and uncrouch. With this add-on, it takes 1 second to crouch and uncrouch. So I don't know, the description of combat straps is crazy. It's not slightly, and it also leaves out the part about uncrouching, but they're the best add-on probably that you could run for Pig. So good job running those. Anyway, let's check it out. Also, this is a console game, right? I mean, it said it in the title, and you have L1 to crouch. So yeah, this is a console game. Okay, let's talk about your build. Shadowborn, Bitter Murmur. Okay, right here, you probably shouldn't crouch yet. You're running Whispers, which is great. Whispers is a great Pig perk, okay? As Pig, you have a 28-meter terror radius. The range of Whispers is 32 meters, okay? So that means you don't have to crouch until your Whispers is on. Like, if you crouch the second your Whispers clicks on, you still have like a 4-meter buffer before they even hear your heartbeat at all. So you crouching this early is basically just slowing you down because you move at a reduced speed whenever you're crouched, right? So you're just slowing yourself down. Oh, are you just teabagging? Oh, wait, maybe you're just teabagging. You're just crouching and uncrouching. Maybe you're just doing this for fun. I don't know. Like, right here would be a perfect time to crouch. Like, like this is good. Like, your Whispers just clicked on. This is a perfect time to crouch. You might have just been doing it for funsies. I don't know. Oh, you're still doing it. Oh, well, now they're going to hear your heartbeat. So I would guess that they were right around here because of where your Whispers turned on. But, I mean, they're probably hiding now because you uncrouched. But you're looking around. Anyway, let's talk about your build. You got Noed, which is, you know, Noed. Whispers is probably the best perk of the game, so good job. Shadowborn is, you know, Shadowborn. I wouldn't really recommend running Shadowborn on Pig, but it's not terrible. Like, I definitely think you could have better options. I don't know if maybe you just don't have certain perks unlocked or what. Like, what? I never know when it comes to builds because I never know, like, what people have and don't have. So, like, it's really hard to say. You actually gave me notes for this. So, let me take a look. The 2 notes that you gave me before I watched this was that this was right after the rank reset, but you said, thought I was only rank 3 because of Noed, so that's important to know. And you also said there was a time in the video where I tried to put a survivor down because of DS, but I couldn't for some reason, and yeah, I'm not that dumb. So I'm not sure what that is. You didn't say anything about perks. You did give me those 2 notes, so thank you for that. But you didn't say anything about perks, so I don't know what you have and don't have, but generally, like, Shadowborn isn't really that needed on, like, any killer other than Nurse. Like, it helps you see a little bit better, but if you learn to just see well without Shadowborn, then it opens up the perk slot for something way more useful. Like, if you had, like, Hex Ruin instead of Shadowborn in the situation, I can already tell you that this game would turn out a bajillion times better, right? Or even, like, Enduring or something to help you in a chase, right? Right now, you have Whispers and Bitter Murmur, which are both, like, tracking perks. They both help you find people. Shadowborn also kind of helps you find people. You have like 3 tracking perks right now, basically, essentially. And then Noed is the only perk in the game that isn't a tracking perk. Well, the only one that you have that isn't a tracking perk. And it's basically like end game shitstorm, try to snowball slugs with Noed, right? Like, I'm very confused. I don't know how I feel about Noah. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. We'll just go on. Anyway, I would suggest a different build if I'm going to be honest with you. Whispers is great. Other perks, I don't know. Okay, there's a guy right there anyway. Let's continue this chase. Regardless, I won't shit on your build too much. We'll just see how you play with it. All right, you get the hit on the Dwight. We're gonna go up onto the boat, the good old swamp boat. I'm not sure if you're listening or what you're doing, but okay, he dropped. He was running out the back there. Like, I'm not sure if you're listening, but like, now he's above you. Yeah, I think you're listening. Like, real little things that you can, like, if you're listening really hard, like, whoops, I think I went too far forward right there. Let's do this. Like right here, like you can hear him running. Like I don't. Like, this might just be an experience thing, but you can kind of hear him. Like like I want you guys to listen. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you can hear him running from like here down. So like right here, if the second you hear that, you now back up and go around, you probably would have cut him off. Very little thing, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Using your ears during a chase can help you a lot. Now he's running around up top. Looks like I think he was at that pallet. But yeah, he ran down. Okay, now you're chasing him out. Looks like you lost track of him. You went to the boat. Yeah. Okay. This is tough because it's swamp. You know, like you lost him, but it's also swamp, and sometimes you lose. I keep backing it up way too much. Like right here, the thing that's hard about swamp is there's so much fucking grass. You know, the grass is what makes it hard because scratch marks don't show up over grass. So if they walk through grass, you don't see their scratch marks. You know. So here, like, I think I just saw him over there, but I wasn't sure. You need to be looking for him, like, rather than the scratch marks, you know? And even still, you can look for scratch marks on, like, other things. Like, for instance, okay. This is going to be some, like, CSI enhanced shit. But, like, right here, you can see scratch marks, like, right here and on the ground right here. I know it's kind of blurry, but these are scratch marks, right? So, like, you got to keep an eye on where the scratch marks are. Like, you got to look around for them. There was no scratch marks over here. If you would have ran over here, there would have been scratch marks on this pallet or on the ground over here or something. Like, he did not run over here. So, but you come over here, which was just kind of bad tracking. Like, that kind of comes with practice. He instead vaulted over here. It doesn't seem like much because, like, you know, you just came over and found him. But, like, the more you stick to somebody, the faster you catch them, right? Like, if you're taking, like, little detours on like, these little, like, offs, like, you could have had this, like, hypothetically, if you were better with hearing and your tracking was a little bit better, you could have had this Dwight probably down already, right? All these little, like, going to the sides and getting lost momentarily might not seem like much, but they build up over time, you know what I mean? Like, you could have had this guy down already, maybe, and then you lost him after he vaulted. Are you trying to kick it? Okay, let's see what happened after you vaulted this. Okay, the blood... It goes, like, as you're vaulting, you see the blood goes to the left and then up. I think he just went off the side there. There was no blood on the ground. Like, you gotta look out for blood and scratch marks. There was no blood on the ground right here, so he must have went off the boat. But you lost him, so... Whispers wasn't even on, damn. So yeah, he was long gone. He was off the boat and gone, so... But anyway, let's see where you go from here. They got one gen done. You have no map pressure right now, like literally none. So, not good. You need to hurry up and find someone. That's what's so hard. That's what sucks so much about like losing someone. Like you've had no map pressure this whole game. You don't have any hex ruin. You chased one guy and you had pressure on him for a little bit, right? Because you were chasing him, but now that you're not chasing him anymore, you have no map pressure. There's no presence on the map at all right now. So this is just all 4 people will have time to do gens right now. Like, they're probably flying through them. All right, there's some gen workage here. I don't like this. I don't like when killers do this. I'm going to be honest. I'm not against gen kicking, but I'm not against, like... I am against... Like, for instance, you come to this gen that was worked on, and you think that there's somebody nearby. If you kick this gen before working on it, that just gives them, like... It might not seem like much because it's only, like, 2 seconds. But that gives them like another 2 seconds to get away from you, you know? That gives them 2 more seconds to like find a better hiding spot. He could be like right around this corner or something, you know? I would personally be looking for him first. I thought I might have just heard him breathing, but I'm not sure. Oh, but then you find two people over here. Oh, that was just auto aim plus probably console FPS fucking you over. There was another guy on that gen. I don't know if you heard him or not, but I mean, it doesn't really matter who you chase. Either way, you have to commit to one of them, so this is fine too. You hit the Nia. She's the Obsession. She'll probably have DS, right? You're not running an Obsession perk, so you know this Nia probably has Decisive Strike. Which again, if you guys don't know why we can assume this Nia has Decisive Strike real quick, I can explain it to you. The killer has no Obsession perks, right? That pallet play, I mean, what are you gonna do? Killer has no Obsession perks, and she's the Obsession, which means she has to be running an Obsession perk. Whoa, what was that cut? Wait, what was that? Did the video just cut? Hello? Okay, well, I'm guessing it's just the same chase and you took her to the pallet. Okay, well, anyway. Hope I didn't miss anything too important. Okay, this is a really safe pallet. Yeah, you notice and break it. Good, good, good. Anyway, she has to be running an Obsession perk. And there's only 3 Obsession perks, and 2 of them are basically trash. And one of them is really obvious whether they have it or not, so she's not running that. Damn, she played that really bad. Okay, you got the down on her. This is really good. I was actually going to tell you this. It's really good to slug the Obsession, because if you pick her up right now, she DS's you, and then no pressure. So you have her slugged, which is really good, especially considering you knew there's the Dwight was. This was a really good decision. This is always good. If you down the Obsession and you think they have DS, like in a situation like this, she like 99% has DS. If she has Soul Survivor, then I'm fucking George Washington, because no one runs Soul Survivor, okay? And if she had Object of Obsession, you would know. So she most likely has DS, and you downed her, and you knew where this Dwight was. This is really smart. You should be committing to this. I hope you commit to this. Let's see. Because fuck that Nia. Fuck that Nia. Her being on the ground right now is basically this. No, 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 no. Don't do it. No. All right. All right. All right. All right. This Nia being on the ground is basically the same thing as her being on a hook. You know, it applies the same as far as mat pressure goes. Her being on the ground is the exact same as her being on a hook, you know? Okay, you didn't put a hat on her either, which you need to do. Like, you need to slow this game down. They're getting shit done. They're at fucking 2 gens left already. You need to put a hat on her. But you don't, and now you're gonna... Oh, you're juggling her. Okay. Okay, hitting her with the young juggle. And you put a hat on her. Oh, wait. Are you juggling her, or are you just putting a hat on her? Or were you doing both? Never mind. Never mind. I ate my words. Okay, well, regardless... I still think it would have been better there to commit to that Dwight and leave her on the ground. But regardless, this wasn't bad either. You put a hat on her, and then you juggled her to the hook, so... She didn't DS you, and she's hatted, so... Never mind. Eating my words. Good job. Done too bad. Come back to check on the gen that you kicked, which isn't a bad strat either. But, like, this game is in shambles. This is shambles right now, really, honestly. Okay, but remember kicking in. You're crouching to see if you can sneak up on them. Looks like they were running away. That guy gets unhooked. Yeah, there's only 1 gen left, and that gen right near the guys that got unhooked is like 80% done, so they're probably just going to go knock it out real quick. It's interesting that you do this crouch-uncrouched thing. Do you do this just for fun, or is there some kind of like a tactical advantage to this? Is there something that I don't know about Pig? Because I can tell you this much. If you think that this is throwing people off with your heartbeat, I know that when Pig crouches, it takes like 6 whole seconds for her heartbeat to fully go away. So I think when you crouch and uncrouch like this, I think it just constantly keeps your heartbeat up. Like, I don't think you're doing anything. I don't know if maybe you think you're like confusing people or something, but I'm pretty sure it just makes your heartbeat constant. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Unless you're just doing it for fun. All right, well, there's the last gen. The adrenaline pops. You got Noed now. I mean, this was like... Regardless of what happens right now, right? Like, even if this turns around into a 4K with Noed, like, I don't know. I know you said something about, like, one of the notes you gave me was that you think that Noed is basically the reason why you were ranked 3. And you might be right. You might be right. The problem here is that you're not running Hex Ruin, right? And if you're not going to run Hex Ruin on pretty much any killer, then you're relying on your own skill and ability to apply map pressure to keep map pressure up. You know what I mean? Like, you're basically relying on the fact that you're going to be able to down people relatively quickly and keep up a lot of map pressure because you don't have anything else. Like, you have no perks to slow down the game at all. Not even like Sloppy Butcher, nothing. Like, you just have 3 tracking perks and no ed. That's it. So you're basically relying on your own ability to catch survivors quickly and stuff to get map pressure, right? And this game had no map pressure for like the whole beginning. You chase, like, early on, you chase this Dwight around, right? And you got one, like here was a little bit of map pressure, right? Like, chasing the Dwight, that means the Dwight isn't on a gen, right? But this whole time you're chasing him, all the other 3 people are on gens, right? And then eventually he gets away, like right around here, he gets away and you lose him. So then even the Dwight gets back on gens. That whole time, this is like 2 minutes of them being on gens. Like, generators take 8, it's still even going. How long does it take before you actually, like, catch somebody? It's a long time. You kick this gen. Over here is where you finally, this is when you finally find someone again. 2.5 minutes into the game. And we're starting, yeah, the game starts like right at like 5 seconds too. That's 2.5 minutes of almost no map pressure. Almost. Sorry, even more than 2.5 minutes. So keep in mind, generators take 80 seconds, right? A piece. So say if all 4 survivors split up and do a gen separately. Like, these guys weren't even being as efficient as they could have been. If all 4 survivors would have split up and worked on separate generators, they easily had enough time to do all 5 gens, really. Maybe not all 5, but they could have got like 3 or 4 gens done. These guys weren't even that efficient, which is probably because of the low ranks or whatever. But that's like a huge, like, this is why Killer is, you know, kind of stressful for some people and why it's so much harder than Survivor. Because literally just taking that long to apply pressure can throw the entire game. And it did. In this situation, it did. That's what caused this game to be a loss, is it took so long to get any pressure on the map that by the time you did, everything was done. I mean, by the time you got her down, right? Like, I mean, she's going to kite you for a while because, you know, the map is fresh. There's so many pallets. She's going to kite you for a while. By the time you got her down, there's only 2 gens done, you know? And you did some other shit, and, like, you know, the game was just pretty much over at this point, you know? Unless you start slugging. Like, that's why I think you should have slugged here, too. Because you really, like, at this point, you're shambles, right? Like, you're in shambles. You need map pressure bad. Like, real bad. That's why this Dwight you hit here, I think you should have committed to. If you could have got this Dwight down quickly, because I think you broke the pallet on the boat. So if you could have got this Dwight down quickly and then came back to this Nia and then maybe like tried to get more downs, right? If you can try to snowball map pressure, that's basically your only hope at this point. I guess that or no ed, right? I guess no ed's your fallback plan. I personally think that, like, with this build, you're basically just relying on no ed is what you're doing. I think that's basically what's going on. I think it's a lot of the build and partly your bad tracking. But anyway, I want to see how this ends. Let's go see how this ends. Your no ed got activated. We were right around. Sorry, we were right around. Oh god, I think I went too far forward. Yeah, I went way too far forward. Whoops. We were right around here. Your no ed activates. Okay, no ed activates. Their adrenaline kicks in. We were right here. Sorry, I went a little bit far forward. Spoiler alert, I think you hooked the Smeg. But anyway, let's go see. Down the Meg. Surprise, bitch! I got no ed, and oh no, now all the survivors are baby raging. Fucking no ed, crutch killer, piece of shit is probably what they're thinking in their heads, right? But you down the Meg, you're gonna throw her on the hook. Bam, put a hat on her, which is good. Late game hats are good because you know, they can't leave unless they're in hatch. Wait. Was that door worked on? I kind of can't tell because like the quality of the video is kind of grainy. But there's a red light on that door, right? Is there? I can't tell. You gotta keep an eye. If there's a red light on that door, then you gotta patrol that shit. I couldn't really tell, to be honest. The quality's kind of grainy. Your totem's in the boat, so that's a pretty good spot, I guess. You're gonna go check on the other door. Right here, that's plenty. You went far enough. Whispers is still off. There's nobody at this door. You can immediately go back to the hook right now. There's no one on this door. Whispers is off. If you want to overcommit some more, I mean, okay, so you do go back. You went like 3 steps further than you need to, but that's no big deal at all. That's not really, that's just me being nitpicky. That's no big deal at all. And if anything, then you're just being sure that there was no one anywhere near it. Okay, go back to the hook. Like now, at this point, you need to be like, Like, really, you're relying on just snowballing with no ed at this point is what you're relying on. Like, you need to get multiple downs right now. Like, if you have any chance of turning this game around and getting, like, a 4K, I mean, that was just, I think, console missing because bad FPS plus objects. You get a down on him. You should throw a hat on him. You wouldn't be crazy here to slug. I would slug. If I was you, if I was really wanting to 4K, I would slug here. I'd be going right back to that gate. They're probably opening that gate right now. They're like 100,000 bajillion% opening that gate right now. I would have slugged this guy and went back to the gate if you were really trying to 4K. Like, he has a hat on. He's not leaving. Like, as soon as you slap that hat on him, you're basically good. But you take the time to bring him over to the hook. That's probably enough time for them to open that gate if they didn't already have enough time to begin with. You shouldn't have crouched either. There's no point in crouching. You just got to get there as fast as possible. Like, you crouching is just making you slower. Like, you gotta move fast and fucking try to get downs ASAP. Right? Yeah, the door's open. I think that one guy got his hat off, which is kind of unlucky. This guy's got decisive strike still because you juggled him earlier. So, like, what do you do here? You can try to... You should have had him. You should have had him for sure. Because now he's just going to DS and leave, right? Yep, there's the DS, and he's just going to leave. Yeah, you should have had him. If you had him, he would have been forced to stay in. That was a minor slip-up, but also very big. I don't know if it just didn't cross your mind or what, but you should have thrown a hat on that guy. You had one more hat. Could have threw it on him. That way, you mean you had to have known he had DS, right? If you would have had him, you wouldn't have been able to leave. So he would have been stuck in the map. You could have chased him down, downed him again. Even more map pressure. That was a pretty serious fuck-up, too. Okay, get this Meg down. Hatter. Good. Perfect. Okay. You're even slugging her too. Perfect. Swell. You can patrol the boxes right now. Okay, you know that this guy is trying to get his hat off, right? Like, because the exit gate's open. He can't leave unless he gets his hat off. So you know he's trying to get his hat off, which I guess is what you're doing. You're patrolling the box. Not at that box. He's probably at that box. You could also look for the healed guy while also keeping an eye on the slug as well. This box is less likely. I doubt he's at this box. It's probably over there. There's no whispers going off. He's not here. The whispers there's no whispers. This is all waste of time right here. You need to pay more attention to your whispers. This is all waste of time. Like, if you're patrolling boxes, right? Like, first, actually, was I even paying that much attention to whispers? Like, the second your whispers clicks off, there's no one anywhere near here. They're nowhere. They're not within 32 meters of you, right? And you're like, okay, well, maybe they're at this one, right? Whispers, I'll tell you what, 32 meters is about this right here. That might even be less than 32 meters. If he was on this box, this would be lit up right now. So you know he's not. You go way too far for this. It's like I said, right now, every fucking second counts. Like, you gotta get as many downs as you can with no ed right now, or else you're done for. So you waste kind of a lot of time by getting even closer to this. I guess maybe you're trying to see if she's on her way to the box. But I feel like if she was on her way to the box, she would have came from, you know, where you downed her. So she probably would have came the direction that you ran. So I don't think she's here. Wait, what the fuck was that? Wait. Oh, that's a hook. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I saw something. Sorry. I'm seeing shit. Anyway, you're gonna go check the other gate. I would only be crouching if you're trying to sneak up on the boxes, not on the gates. Gate's already open. Oh, well, there's two of them. They're just gonna leave. Oh, wait, did that guy get his hat off? I wasn't even paying attention. When did he get his hat off? Wait, what? When did he get his hat off? Was I not paying attention? Oh, it was right here. Wow, I didn't even see that. Holy shit, I am blind. I didn't even see that. So, okay, so he gets his hat off right here, which is why I guess you think he might be here. I mean, as soon as his hat's off, yeah, you gotta... I guess you like keep an eye out for whispers, but when whispers doesn't click on right here, like the second you see that it's not on, you need to be beeline to like the other gate. Regardless, my bad. Okay, so these guys leave, and I'm guessing you just killed the last guy, right? Unless he gets Hatch. You're gonna go find him. You find Hatch. This is gonna take a minute, so I'm just gonna skip through it because we already know what's gonna happen. You're gonna find the slug, probably, right? For the record, if you want to know how to find the slug better, whispers can help you find slugs really easily. So did your whispers click on it any time during all this? Like right here. If you want help finding slugs, your whispers like clicks off and back one right there. Right here, like you can use whispers. I actually have a whole video dedicated to this. If you go check out my whispers video, it'll explain it to you. But you can basically pinpoint where they are with whispers by basically backing in and out of whispers range and then going 32 meters of like wherever you backed in and out of. So they're probably like, they're within 32 meters radius of where you just were, right? That's a whole nother thing for another day though. So I'm just going to skip forward to where you find them because I'm assuming you eventually find them. There he is. And you get him with the hook and then you end up with a 1 kill, right? And that's how the game ends. 1 kill. Do you even pip this game? Let's see. Nope, looks like 4 bronze. Nope, no pip. As a matter of fact, you de-pipped. Okay, so couple criticisms of this game. Like I got a bit to say. The build is very questionable. I don't think you need 3 tracking perks. That's kind of overkill. Especially on a killer like Pig. Like, I think the only people that you could justify running 3 tracking perks on is someone who is incredible in chases. Like, someone like Nurse maybe can justify that because, you know, Nurse is just incredible in chases and also doesn't really need any stalling perks either because she's mobile, you know, or even like Billy. Even Billy needs chasing perks, really, honestly. And like Huntress can probably do that too, because that like Huntress's weakness is that she's bad at finding people and good at catching them. So 3 tracking perks is very unnecessary. I would highly suggest taking off Shadowborn and maybe even Bitter Murmur too. But I mean, it does have synergy with Noed. If you're wanting to continue running Noed, then I guess keep it on. But I mean, I always suggest taking off Noed too, because I don't think you should be trying to rely on Noed to get kills. That's really unreliable. I would put on a perk to slow down the game like Hex Ruin, you know, at least for now. I know Ruin's inconsistent, right? Like, sometimes it gets broken in the first 5 seconds, sometimes it lasts a while, but still, more times than not, it'll give you some value, you know what I mean? And it'll stall out the game a little. It'll slow down the game a little bit, as you guys may have heard before. Other than that, I mean, change up your build, maybe run Enduring to help you deal with pallets. Like, you seem like you respected pallets a lot this game, which didn't really matter against these survivors, but it will matter against other survivors. So maybe run Enduring or something to help you in chases, even like Spirit Fury and Enduring if you really want to get crazy. Make Your Choice is a great Pig perk if you're the kind of person that will hook someone and then maybe come back to the hook afterwards, you know? Yeah, I think your build was a lot to blame here, and I think also your lack of map pressure early. Like, losing that Dwight was a big deal. The chase wasn't exactly played great. I feel like your tracking just needs work. But when it comes to, like, learning tracking, I can't really just tell you something to get better at it. It just kind of comes with practice, to be honest. So, it's not like you made any, like, huge... Like, the only really, like, mistake that you made as far as like decision making was like maybe not hatting the Nia at the end whenever she DS'd you or whatever. Like, that was just like a bad decision, right? But aside from that, as far as your actual gameplay, the rest of like the decision making wasn't really terrible. I guess like you could have slugged and went after the Dwight at one point too. But I think your main problem was your tracking. Like, you kind of took a long time to catch this Dwight because like around this boat you kind of like, I don't know if you were just trying to confuse him. I feel like you confused yourself. Like, rather than just holding W and chasing after him, you tried to, like, take all these fancy routes and stuff. And I feel like you might have confused yourself more than anything. And then you also lost track of him afterwards. So that was just, you know, that's just, you need to work on your tracking. Because that was way too long without map pressure. And that's basically my advice to you, man. I mean, I can tell you have a general feel of it. You also got to work on when you crouch and when you don't, you know? I can tell you have a general feel of how to play the game. You just need to work on getting map pressure early. You got to work on your tracking. Very, very important, your tracking. And yeah, change up that build, man. I try not to give people shit for builds because, like, I think you should play with whatever you want and whatever you should have fun with the most. But if we're just talking, like, how can I do better, that build needs to fucking change, man. 3 tracking perks is not good on Pig. There's no way. No way. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for submitting, man. This is a good game to watch. And good luck, man. I believe. I think as long as you keep practicing, I think if you just get a little bit better at tracking, I think you have a pretty good idea of how the game's played. I think if you just get a little bit better at tracking, I think you end up being pretty good. Good luck, man. Thank you for submitting. That's it. Yo, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the review. Remember that you guys can submit your own footage for review if you join the Discord that will be found below in the description. Just make sure the footage is good video quality. Make sure it's a bad game and not like a super good game like a 4K, and upload it to YouTube as unlisted and send it my way, and I will look at it for review. As always, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to sub if you'd like, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. See you later. See ya.